In this video, we will explore the significance of hiding one's hands behind their back during a conversation. This body language cue can indicate deception, lack of control, or even shyness and insecurity. Understanding the meaning behind this gesture can help you better interpret a person's thoughts and emotions during a conversation. Body language is a powerful tool in communication and can reveal a lot about a person's thoughts and emotions. It is estimated that 55% of communication is conveyed through nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions, tone of voice, and body posture. Marabian, 1971. One common body language cue is hiding one's hands behind their back. This gesture can be a sign of deception or a lack of control. When someone hides their hands behind their back, it is often a sign that they are trying to conceal something. This could be a physical object, such as a small object in their pocket, or an emotion, such as nervousness or guilt. For example, imagine you are in a meeting with a co-worker who is presenting a new project proposal. During the presentation, you notice that your co-worker is hiding their hands behind their back. This could indicate that they are not confident in the proposal or that they have something to hide. It is important to note that this gesture does not always indicate deceit. It could also be a sign of shyness or insecurity. For example, imagine you are at a networking event and you meet a new acquaintance who is hiding their hands behind their back. This could indicate that they are shy or uncomfortable in social situations. However, if combined with other body language cues such as avoiding eye contact or fidgeting, it could indicate that the person is lying or hiding something. For example, if a person is hiding their hands behind their back and also avoiding eye contact, it is more likely that they are lying or hiding something. In any case, it is important to pay attention to this behavior and take it into consideration when interpreting what the person is saying. It is also important to remember that body language is just one piece of the puzzle and should not be used to make definitive conclusions about a person's thoughts or actions. Research has also shown that people who are more likely to engage in deceptive behavior also tend to use more nonverbal cues to conceal their deception. DiPaolo, 1992. In a study conducted by DiPaolo and her colleagues, participants were asked to engage in deception in a laboratory setting. The researchers found that participants who were deceiving were more likely to hide their hands behind their back or in their pockets compared to those who were telling the truth. Additionally, a study by Ekman and Friesen, 1969, also found that people who are hiding something will often conceal their hands. They found that when people are lying, they are more likely to hide their hands, either behind their back or in their pockets, to avoid revealing their deception through nonverbal cues such as fidgeting or scratching. In conclusion, hiding one's hands behind their back during a conversation is a body language cue that may indicate deception or a lack of control. However, it is important to pay attention to this behavior in context and consider it alongside other body language cues and verbal cues to gain a more complete understanding of the situation. It is also important to remember that body language is not the only way to understand what a person is thinking or feeling, and that everyone's body language is different. In summary, when someone hides their hands behind their back while talking to you, it is a sign that they may be lying or not being truthful. This behavior is backed by scientific research and should be taken into consideration along with other body language cues and verbal cues to gain a more complete understanding of the situation. It is also important to remember that the meaning behind this gesture can vary depending on the context and the individual. It is important to remember that interpreting body language is not an exact science, and it is essential to avoid jumping to conclusions based on one single gesture. Instead, it is essential to pay attention to multiple cues and consider the overall context of the situation. It is also important to remember that people may have different cultural backgrounds and may interpret and express body language differently. For example, in some cultures, it is considered impolite to make direct eye contact and may be more common to avoid eye contact. In this case, Hiding one's hands behind the back may not indicate deception, but rather a cultural norm. To understand the true meaning behind someone's body language, it is essential to observe the person in multiple situations and pay attention to the consistency of their gestures. Additionally, it is important to communicate openly with the person to understand their thoughts and emotions and avoid making assumptions based on body language alone. In conclusion, understanding the significance of hiding one's hands behind their back during a conversation can help you better interpret a person's thoughts and emotions. However, it is important to remember that body language is just one piece of the puzzle and should not be used to make definitive conclusions about a person's thoughts or actions. It is essential to consider the context, the individual, and multiple cues to gain a more complete understanding of the situation.